Hello, this time I'm gonna show you how to use the timeline feature in Tree Generator. And here's the timeline window. You can open it by with the keyboard T, or with the quick access toolbar T, or from here toggle timeline. And let's get something to grow from the starter kit. So you can slide the timeline from 0 to 1 and it will animate the whole tree. And if you press the play, it will start from the position that you left the timeline slider to, like so. And if you're in the loop mode, it will start from the beginning once it gets to the end. And then if we change to single mode, it will just stop at the end. And if we change to ping pong mode, it will start growing backwards once it gets to the end. And here's the outline features. If you don't want to see the outlines, you can turn them off here. And the seconds sets the length of the timeline. So we set it to 2 seconds, it will be very fast. And that's how the timeline works in Tree Generator. Now let's move this to Unreal Engine. So first of all, we'll export. And we already have Unreal Engine as target selected. And now it's exported. We'll go Tree Generator, open the Tree Generator importer. Here it is. And as you can see, if you select to enable animate, the nanite will be disabled. Only one can be enabled. You can later enable either one of these, but this is I set this so that only one can be enabled by default, because the animated tree uses this vertex animation and the non already grown parts need to be masked out. And this nanite, if you enable nanite, it will be used for self-shadowing and for all the shadows, the unmasked mesh and the shadows will look a little bit weird. So keep that in mind, and we'll import the file we exported from the Tree Generator. So now we go to Tree Generator master material folder, and here we have this new blueprint grow, and we'll create a empty scene for us to test it with. Let's drag it to level and let's put it in the center of the level. And in its detail, let's select the tree we just imported, this. And in its details you can see we have start delay duration and grow phase length. Quite self-explanatory. And let's just simulate. The idea here is that if we look at the mesh we imported, this one has these two material indexes, one for the tree barks and one for the grasses here on the ground. But each of these materials will have this grow feature and this phase, and when you change this scalar parameter from 0 to 1, that will set the growth phase. So only thing this blueprint does is just change by timeline all the material elements for this mesh. That's how you use the Tree Generator animation in Unreal Engine. So now let's replicate the same thing in Unity. First we need to export to Unity. We choose Unity. Let's add the loads and billboards, even if we don't need them right now. It took a little while. Let's open that one. And we'll copy it to our Unity project. So let's get Unity open. And here it is. We go to tree generator. We are in a built-in render pipeline project, so we don't need to change the selection. And we process the file. And now we finished. And in the prefab folder in our tree generator Unity assets, we have this tree generation grow. And let's put it in the center of the scene too, just like in Unreal. And this is the same thing as the blueprint grow in Unreal Engine. So let's put the imported prefab we just created. It's here in the trees folder, and we put it to the input field for the grow. And let's see, where's our camera? It's there, and let's see it growing. And that's how you use it in Unity. In Unity, in this prefab tree can grow, it's the same idea. Here's the property name that we need to change in the shader in order the tree to grow, and it's the grow phase. And you can download these files from the open library and the extra sections. Here are the Unity built-in demo and Unreal 5.6 animated tree demo. So there you have it. Until the next time.